Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the channel. We have a Starcraft Broodwar remastered ladder cast for you today between the self-proclaimed father of Protoss. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong name. The self-proclaimed father of Starcraft and the self-proclaimed hater of Protoss. He is everybody's favorite foreign player, Artosis, and he is spawning here in the top left of Radeon. And he is playing against a Zerg player by the name of Womandai. So, this is Artosis' BSL qualifying account. These games were played in the final week of October 2025 in the run-up to BSL qualifications. I've sort of just picked these games at random just to see what funny shenanigans could be caught on the ladder. And small spoiler alert, there may be more than one game in store for you today, but every game that you do see will involve Artosis in it. Okay, so like many in this Terran versus Zerg matchup, this low ground wall in on Radeon with these eggs is being exploited by Terran players more and more, and our Zerg is just doing something a little unusual because he is going pool before hatch. So we'll keep an eye on what he has in store for us today. So this is going to send out his scouting SCB, and looks like our Zerg is going to go grab himself a expansion. So all very normal stuff so far. No reasons to expect any drama of any kind. It's the depot. Yeah, so this is the little triangular wall that everybody's making. Looks good. We are sending out some links. Oh, quite a few links actually. So a little bit of pressure coming forth. Yeah, let's see how we go. Hasn't scouted the Zerg as of yet. Sending out another SCV, so obviously quite keen to find his opponent. Zerg, however, knows exactly where he is because of his Overlord flight. And here we go. We have 2 Marines, no bunker. Hasn't shown his lings as of yet. So these SCVs will intercept these 2 lings now. And here we go, jumps in. This was not walled. This spot here was left open. So lings have managed to jump on top. Has to pull some workers here. More lings on the way. Still hasn't plugged this hole. I think he could plug it with an SCV. I'm sure that would help to some extent. Lings in the house. Is he going to plug the hole? Nope. He's got 18 SCVs spread all over the show here. More lings on the way. RT has got 8 minerals in the bank. Is making a marine. Has plugged the hole now nicely. Oh, okay, but the link can fit through there. Not ideal. And that's the end of that. Alrighty, well, I actually don't need to say it anymore. I think that's absolutely perfect. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was beautiful. This guy is still carrying on playing because he's clearly having a good time. These two caught up again on the same day, played again. I'll bring the game to you right now. Okay, this time we're on Polestar 1.1 and the salt has not stopped. Artosis has called him a brain dead moron, to which he's replied, noob. Well, some real spicy chatter there for sure. So, yeah, look, honestly, as salty as he wants to get, I think plugging up that spot with an SCV, potentially 2, or having a couple of SCVs on the low ground until you scout your opponent, and you win there 100% of the time against that build, because Zerg has basically wrecked their economy for the purposes of earlylings. But yeah, Artosis is pretty well known for getting salty if his opponent does something that he doesn't like, and he ends up losing as a result. Okay, so because he's already steaming, I'll be curious to see what he chooses to do. And of course, Mr. Womandai has already pulled off a win with that build, so what sort of variation is he going to go with this time? We will see. We will. If it wasn't for the chatter, I think I would have probably started this game a little bit later. That is something I'm looking for in the chat as feedback. When it is a compilation and you move from the first game to the second, or the second to the third, do you want to skip over the mining part of the game just to see? I think bringing the game in about 1:15, 1:20 instead of watching the first sort of minute of mining is okay, especially if there isn't too much to discuss about the previous game. But let me know your thoughts on that. I may do it if there's any additional games in this compilation today. We'll have to see. Obviously depends on how the previous game ends. So I'm not doing the low ground opening on this map, although it would seem like a conducive spot to do it. Perhaps just as a result of what happened in the previous match. Zerg went 12 hatch this time, I think. Yeah, so that's all good. Gas on the way. We'll keep an eye on what happens with these first 100 gas. It looks like it's going to be an immediate lair. ACV will come in to scout what's happening. And boom, layer is up. SCV sees that. No drama at all. Should just be a normal day in Zergtown. Expanding behind this as you would normally. So nothing too eventful so far. Really wants to kill the scouting probe. Does he do anything funny? Nope, keeps the lair. Question will just be whether he's going to do something that isn't Spire. Suddenly just makes 6 lings. 6 sets of lings. Wow, okay. And +1 is about to finish. Oh, please don't tell me he's going to skip bunker here and be punished for it. That would be hilarious. I will literally laugh out loud. It's just a wave of lings. It's a total ling all in. And he's not prepared for it. Bunker's only started now. Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no, out. He just says out. He's trolling him. Oh, I can imagine the fumes coming out of his head. Just looked like a standard open, just transitioned into speeding. Even made the Spire behind this, so he could knock him off with mutas if he wants to. I think Artosis is now just being spiteful by not leaving, which is pretty bad manners, I must be honest. Probably screaming at the chat, and then he's gone. Alright, that's it. These two only played twice, but I've got another little mini-series between another player that I want to show you guys up next, so stay tuned. Sorry, I haven't said anything because I did not know what to expect, or I was thinking, do I ever skip the do I ever skip the trash talk? And yeah, my answer is no. The mining is well worth it because that's where all of the entertaining conversations we had. So this is a one-off game between this trash talking Protoss against Artie, and let's see how it goes. We're back on Radeon 1.2, and a lot of bad manners being displayed here by the Protoss player, which is very unlike Protoss players, I must say. I'm somewhat surprised. Literally a waste of life. Wow. Well, this will be fun in editing because I'll have a fair few number of thumbnail extracts that I can use, which could be fun. Of course, it's Nexus first, cross-spawn. How could it possibly be anything else? As we know, it's Artosis' favorite build against Protoss. And Artosis is skipping nothing. He's going to make a factory. He's just... timing is way off. Way off. Like this is 6-7 seconds late. Very suboptimal, sadly. And of course he's gonna scout him last. Because that's just how it is. So what style Nexus first is this? It's the more greedy one, where he's gone no zealots until after he's built the core and started mining gas. So he will discover the good news now. Question will just be, how does he respond? He's making a marine. He's making 2 factories. So it looks like he's going to do a 2-fac. It's not going to expand. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so potentially going all in. What's he making back here? So depot. Alright, Protoss is getting range, making a Dragoon, doing everything on one gate for the time being. Still just pushing his economy, not seeming to be too alarmed by anything. He does have this pylon here. I don't know if it's like a proxy or a spotter. Spotting of the SCV now comes to an end. Can I make something here? Like a robo maybe? Let's see. Does seem like he's got some kind of plan. Alright, so the tank has arrived. So has the robo. Okay, so we're gonna do proxy robo. We're getting speed for our vultures, couple of tanks. So we're gonna go with tanks, reinforcing vultures. And then whether or not he's going to go absolutely all in or not kind of remains to be seen. Seems to be only the robo that he wants to make here, and then he's sending his probe back home. Still just made non-stop probes so far, so it's been high econ. Second gateway on the way. It's been non-stop Dragoon production. And here comes Artie with his squadron of marine, tank, and SCV. And so far Protoss has just got 3 goons with 2 more on the way. And this is going to be, with these reinforcing vultures, it's going to be a handful to hold. He's getting a shuttle, and over here he's making a pylon. So Very creatively done by Protoss so far. Definitely trolling around. Having a good time. Okay, well, we're gonna get rid of this panel so we got good view. There goes that probe. Okay, well, I think from Protoss' point of view, he can probably sack the Nexus without it being too much of a problem, because Terran only has one base. It's laying some mines behind this as well. Oof, nice mine drag for sure. Making a bunker. Going into siege mode. 3 pylons here and a Nexus, so he's kind of sacking this main and making a Reaver, so he's going to counter Reaver drop, which I think is fun, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Shield battery as well, but it's not going to be powered for very long. Okay, so how much damage will our Reaver get? We're going to try and pivot between the two. There's absolutely nothing here. Oh, he's got no other base. He's going to kill all his SCVs. So Artosis has to kind of just move up the ramp, and unfortunately that's kind of where he loses a little bit of the ascendancy. Oh, the trash talking is so funny, and he had an expansion going here as well. Well, that was very fun, but a little rude, I suppose. We have one little mini-series still left in our compilation to go, so let's see how RT fares in that. Okay, this time we should be a little less salty because it is Dragon, who is a well-known player on the foreign scene and on friendly terms with Artosis. They're on Polestar this time. Both of them are playing as a part of their BSL ladder account qualifications, so I'm assuming this will be a little bit more savory than the first 3 games that we have brought for you today. So yeah, it looks like a standard opening from both players, gateway. So none of the shenanigans that we've seen thus far should be in play here. But let's see how we go. It's certainly been unpredictable, and it has certainly been a lot of fun. That little Proxy Reaver drop, freaking hilarious. Gonna have a good time creating thumbnails for for this little series, just extracting some of the chat. Really, really good stuff. Really, really, really good stuff. So players scouting around, their workers will run into each other. So this is Zealot before Core. Oh no, actually it's a Zealot and then another Zealot. So it's not Zealot Core Zealot. It's a little bit of an unusual line from Dragon. He's going to get the close spawn. Does go Core. So it's Zealot Core. Okay, so that is, in terms of pressure build, pretty good. This does very well against the Gaseous Rax expand. It does far less well against what RT is doing, which is the standard factory expansion. But we'll see how much damage he gets with his Zealot. Is also bringing in the probe here to help. Does have his little walled depot barracks tightened up here, which is good. Second Zealot arrives. how the SCV is gotten. You can see it's just a normal transition from Dragon behind this, getting range and a Dragoon. And I'm pretty sure he will be expanding behind this. So a Vulture and a couple of Marines who guard on the map. I think Artosis can expand quite comfortably behind this. And I don't think that Protoss gained a whole lot from that particular opening. So the Goon is here. I don't see who or what killed his... Nothing killed his worker. He moved his worker out. Expansion on the way. Looks like RT was tempted to maybe rush this with the bunker, which could work. Who knows? I don't think he would have moved this far across for no reason at all. I think he wants to punish. Goons do have range. Robo's on the way. One more SCV's on the way, so then the tank's definitely going to do some kind of push. He hasn't expanded. He has gone to factory. So this is definitely aggression. Definitely aggression. And it's punishing this double zealot build, which I know is not a good build, but the damage you have to do here is Terran. I think you kind of have to win the game because you've sacrificed all of your economy. So let's see how we go. Another aggressive play from RT trying to win. Laser mine behind this. Protoss doesn't even have an observer. His robo's still on the way. So mines here could be the determining factor. Only 4 goons. Decent enough micro from Dragon. Only 1 tank, 3 vultures. He could grab himself a few workers here too. And the mines, as I said before, those could be the serious equalizer here. It's just getting speed behind this. Is the observatories on the way? That pylon will go down. This nexus is in some considerable danger. Siege mode still miles away though, so he could, if he gets an observer out in reasonable time, knock away these mines, or just do a little bit of Bisu micro if he's feeling up to it. Let's see. Marines move into range. I think he's got all these goons on hold position. Uh-oh. Mines. Oh my god, the mines. Oh, again, that was a beautiful, beautiful mine hit. Artie's just making another tank behind this. I think he should expand because he doesn't have to win the game with this, but he's more than punished the open of the Protoss. Observer is on the way, which should help him fend this off. In fact, with the 5 dragoons that we have here, that's going to be the end of the push. And potentially now, Protoss can counter push. As long as he's moving out with an observer. Oh, he's lucky he didn't trigger that mine. Let's see what happens here. So we'll clear these mines as he goes. Artosis is getting siege mode, doesn't yet have it. And it's got a single tank. No command center. No command center on the way. I'm concerned. So he's kept a couple of goons back just to block up the road here. Does get in, but I think he will more than cope with getting that in. And these tanks are pounced, or these goons are pounced on the only remaining tank, and I think this is going to be a 4th consecutive loss for our Terran, but some good manners from Artosis here. Obviously just respected the game that Dragon played. It was interesting, going with the 2 Zealot open, Artosis going with the 2 Fact to try and punish, Dragon doing a pretty decent job in holding it, and Artosis not expanding behind it. You know, possibly more of a containment strategy would have worked there, but he played against Dragon again, and so he does have a chance to get some revenge. Let's see how he fares. Alright, so we are back on Polestar. Players again showing some good manners. Good luck, have fun. All the good things that we want to be hearing. And again, Dragon's just going to start with a gateway at 1:15. Perfect timing. And I imagine we will see very similar opens from both players this time. So yeah, I wonder if in our 5-game compilation, all played around the last week of October, our friend Artosis can get a win on the board. So close spawn position scouting first is our Proxy. This is a very early scout, by the way. In a lot of the build order guides, you're generally advised to scout on core and not this early. So I think it's a bit suboptimal from Dragon to be scouting on gateway, but you know what? He's definitely much better at this game than me. I think this is the reason, because he's playing this gateway. Sorry, he's playing this zealot pressure opening again. And I think to optimize this build, you need to know where your opponent is. And unfortunately, it's cross spawns, which I think makes this already somewhat bad build, in my opinion. Even worse. I don't think that his open was good. I think Artosis' decision to try and punish it as opposed to expand and play a macro game is what cost him the previous game. So let's see how things run this time around. I scouted him. Everything seems pretty normal. Factory on the way. Again, very, very late. Like easily 7-8 seconds later than what it should be. Zealot incoming. Hello there, Bob. How are ya? Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh, I like. He's really got the SimCity solid this time. Trying to kill the SCV that's building the factory, which does cause a bit of a delay. He's not doing the 2 Zealot build this time. This is much better. The Zealot Goon Nexus, much better. I just hope that Artosis now responds correctly, but once he's got a Vulture out, expanding himself, because then we could have a pretty even game. He does have his SCV in the Proxy's base. Gets killed by a probe. Well done, Probey! Good job, brother. So sending his Zealot home. Got a Goon here. And that's that. So please just expand. Just do it. Just do it, man. I believe in you. Just expand. Woo! Yeah, do it. I'll show you. It's drawn for you. Oh no, he's doing it again. I don't understand. There is nothing like fundamentally cheesy from an economic point of view that Proxy has done here. So why are you pulling a whole stack of SCVs? You're killing your mining. He's going to expand behind this anyway. So I just don't get it. Shield batteries on the way. He's going to pull some probes, but I mean he can afford to, because there's so many SCVs that have been brought into this fight. Range isn't finished yet. Robo is on the way. I think I may have to eat my words here. If this is in range of the Nexus, which it is, this is going to prove to be very good, because he's expanding behind this. So props to RT, he's got this 100% right. Very nice. We only got 1 gate, so it's going to take ages for us to clean this up. Range will help, and he is getting a shuttle, plus possibly some counter drops. So he's hitting the bunker without range, or with range now, without getting hit himself, but it's 3-on-3 in terms of the repairing SCVs and Lagoons, so this will run long enough for him to be able to kill the Nexus, which is good. Uh-oh. Okay, so now he doesn't have enough SCVs, so the party will end soon. But if Artosis just normalizes the game from here, I think he's going to have a massive lead. I think he's just stalling here as much as he can. Because the longer he denies the expansion, the better it is for him. If he could lay a mine or two here as well, just to slow down any potential counters. Not that I'm seeing a counter happening, I think that'll be good too. Mines now coming in. There we go. So you should lay a mine or two behind this. Nice. Okay, so I think it's job done. He now can go home. Even saves a handful of the Marines and the SCVs. And these goons are going to have to stay here at home. And what is it that we are putting into our shuttle? It is a Reaver, of course. So we'll follow this home. Gonna lay a mine here, gonna lay a mine here, lay a mine here, lay a mine here. So very nice visibility from Artosis. You'll have a very good idea of where the game is progressing. Is ahead 9 workers, getting siege mode, another shop on the way, and should have absolutely no problems holding any potential counters. Oh, that's a nice little drop, picking up a couple of free vultures, but that's also kind of given away what's coming. Right, so how is he going to counter the Reaver harassment is the question. Because I think that's probably the only way Dragon gets back into this. Oof, that was a nice shot. So now trying to pounce on the command center with some goons. So definitely playing his way out of trouble here. Decent Reaver goon micro. This Reaver has done very well for himself. And Artosis looks like he could take this. These workers need to do something. There we go. I think a little bit of panic setting in here from Artosis. Okay, turrets now. Knock that turret towards the end of its life. Backs off. He still has a massive worker lead in spite of all that harassment, and it looked really good from a Protoss player perspective. But I think Artosis, if he can just gather himself and get back onto his builds. 8 kills this Reaver. Knocks down that turret. Oh, one more shot and that Reaver's gone. And didn't get too many more. He's got to get his workers working again. Goon is gone. Observer on the way, expanding behind this. So I still think very much advantage Terran in what has been a pretty fun and somewhat adventurous game. Worker transfer done. So 3 bases up and running. But I reckon RT, if he powers up now to say 5 or 6 factories, he'd have a pretty good time pushing Protoss, and I don't know how easy Protoss would be able to fend it off with a whopping 5 goons. He's got more, he's got a Reaver as well coming in. He's got more tanks than what Dragon has Dragoons at this stage. Keep an eye on the shuttle. So second observer coming in to see what's happening. Another round of goons on the way. It's 2 Reavers going in, but we're moving out. Right past Tracy's armory. Observer does kind of track the flight path of the army. Observer again, he's going to have a tough time holding this base. So are you moving in here to pressure the 3rd? The goons will clear a few mines, but this is a lot of tanks. Dragon is miles behind. He's 25 supply behind. That counterattack from RT where he denied the base, well, he knocked down the Nexus, was fantastically well done. Drops a few Reavers, kills a few Vultures. That was very good. Oof. That was a bit of friendly fire on those mines. Killed a fair number of probes. Ouch. I think that's going to be the end of this one, I'm afraid. So the solution, if you can't hold your 3rd, is to just do a run by counterattack. Okay. There's absolutely nothing here. And he's stopping. Hello? Hello? Well, in hold position on purpose? I wouldn't have thought so. Okay, so he does finally put these boys to work. I think if we siege up here, we should be able to bend off. So it does force a lift off. There's a lot though of vultures. If these tanks move forward now, I think that would be good. This game has become a bit chaotic to cast. Alrighty, so he's trying to play his way back by knocking down this base. Has got himself a decent number of workers for this. Can't seem to get anyone down to put a Reaver micro to try and fight his way out of this. And supplies are not even again, so this has not been very efficient trading from Artosis. Oh, Reaver drop. Very nice. Kills that one. Ah, the mine detonates without too much damage. Has finally tidied this up with reinforcing units from his factories. So supplies are still relatively even, although with this next advance of attacks, geez, like that Zealot took a lot of hits. It's still 66 to 53, and some more tanks are moving into the line here with only 3 Dragoons to resist. There is another Reaver, but I don't think it's going to matter that much. Just needs a bit of reinforcements, I reckon. That goon is gone. That goon is gone. Kept one in tank mode, which I think is good. It's only the Reavers, though, that become a real pain. Oh, the micro from this guy is really good. Picks up another tank, which is solid. Some vultures are going to come in here now and wreck this mineral line, you would imagine. Oh no! Some beautiful mines laid there. I think a bit of friendly fire on the probes as well. Wow, his Reaver play has kept him in this game for far, far longer than what he should have been in for. Alright, so is Artosis going to go for the death blow? Time will tell. Another attempt to expand here from our cheeky Protoss. Alright, here comes Terran. Picks off this tank, but there's plenty more on the way. And Dragon taps out. He's just too far behind. But he's got himself a really good lead. So that was a pretty fun shenanigan-filled video with lots of ups and downs, but Artie does get a solid win on the board. And that was fun. Let me know if you enjoy these compilations. I certainly enjoy making them. If you stay with me this far, thank you so much, and I will see you soon.